Hey guys and gals, I got another one for you today. Today I am in my Bat Chat Tier 10. We are on Airfield Standard Battle solo mission today. And really what I like to do on Airfield is pretty much get in the choke D6 unless I'm in a scout tank or a medium tank with good vision. Then I'll try to get up into like H6 and poke the hill. But here I notice that I do have a lot of medium tanks already going to that hill, so I feel like we're going to need some gun power over here. And as long as I'm just poking this and not trying to use armor or trade shots, then I can be pretty effective over here as long as they don't send their whole team. Alright, so they sent a 105 and a 1390 over here, and the 1390 gets caught out. I'm going to get a nice tracking shot in on him. Now he's retracked, and now he's dead. Alright, so this is a recently nerfed tank. They nerfed the reload on it, and it's come with a lot of aggression from players, mostly Unicums, that have stat padded in this thing. Now don't get me wrong, this tank is tough to play and has a high ceiling and a low floor. However, in the right hands, this thing is a monster. So no, I didn't go AFK here. I'm just watching this ridge because they had a scout tank up on that lip. And I want to try to get shots in if he pokes to spot down here. Get that leopard track, get another shot into his butt, and then he fixes his track. I think I have one shell, but I can't remember if I'm reloading or not at this point. You can see they have a lot of tanks down there. They have a T95, a T30, a Bat Chat. Oh, and that was my last shot. So I back up, and he glances his shell right off the front of my tank right there. Honestly, I forgot that I was reverse side scraping, but I lucked out because I had my armor facing the correct way, and he is not a happy Leopard 1, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so what did they nerf? They nerfed the reload time on this. Really inhibits its combat capacity. There's no point for me to poke out and see if I have shots until I'm fully loaded. That could just make me trade ineffectively. I do give him like a small smidgen of my tank, and the Leopard tries to take a swing at it, which is nice because now I can take the position where he was trying to hold it, waiting for me. Since he shot, he has to back up, which allows me to pull out. I'm just trying to see if there's anything out wide, which is a risky play. If he comes down, then he could potentially kill me. And now he makes the move down, so I shut him down. Alright, so they also have a Bat Chat here, and since he's tucked behind the rock, I assume that he's reloading, and what I want to do is really shut down this scout, because he's providing vision for my team. Get a nice shot in there, and I can see the top of his turret, but it's not a confident shot. The Bat Chat is definitely not an accurate gun. Set their Bat Chat on fire, and he's not going to get away. I'm going to shut him down. Alright, so we win this choke. However, we haven't won the north side of the map. They still have a tank destroyer in C2. It is 8-8, and I see that we don't have anything in the far south, so I want to try to get vision out if there's anything crossing over into our base. And I noticed a Wizard 113 GFT, Tier 10 tank destroyer, and I want to get side shots in him. I really don't want to shoot at the front of his tank because he's got a lot of armor. His lower plate is weak, but like I said before, it's not a confident shot in a Bat Chat. So then I get spotted, and I don't recognize that there's a TVP up top on the hill, and that he's poking out to shoot me. So he gets a shot in me, and now I'm just going to see if he pokes again. If he does, I can get a shot into him. If for some reason I'm still targeted, which I don't know if that's just a glitch, like that the TVP is looking at me, but it's the wall's there, and that just gets me detected. Alright, so now what I want to do is hopefully that Wizard is moving, and he is, but he did make it to the rock, so I'm not able to get side shots in him. Alright, it's 9 to 10. I'm kind of putzing around here. TVP's not making a move, so I got to make a play. And at this point, I kind of just I don't want to drive past my snipers, because I feel like, you know, they're going to give me the cover fire that I need. Now this Patton gets up on top of the hill. And I get a nice tracking shot in him. I retrack him after he fixes his track. I get one in his lower plate. He bounces one off me, and he must have a good crew, or he carries 2 repair kits because he got his track fixed in time. So now I'm reloading once again, and their Conqueror has moved in on to our 113. They also have a Death Star, so my 113 is kind of getting pinched here. And now the TVP's throwing shells at me. So we got a 3v6. Once again, I don't really want to go over there until I'm loaded. At this point, I could trade health, but I feel like I'm going to need my hit points to carry this game, if possible. And that Patton makes his way over here. Not quite loaded yet, and I'm just deciding which way I want to attack this Patton. And then I realized, you know what, I just got to go. I got to help my 113. If I can keep him alive, will be good. So I'm going to try to get a snapshot on this Patton, which I get him. And then I want to get into this Conqueror, but I can't really get a good shot on him. So come around the corner, get a shot in his side, shoot him in the back, and I get a low roll there. But then I do shut him down. The TVP shuts down the 113. And I believe I still have one more shell. But you can see one thing that still is rough on this tank is the ammunition loadout. So I do carry 2 HEs. Honestly, it's for Waffle Trogger E100s. There isn't many games where it comes down to every single shell. It has happened a few times, and unfortunately this is going to be one of them. But anyways, my Waffle dies, so it's just me versus 3. 2 of them are platooned up together, so they're working together. I got a 30-second reload, and the reason I say that is just because I don't want map pingers to sit and ping me like I'm not doing anything, so they kind of know what's going on. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to try to move out of the last known position, and I kind of get caught in a bind here. The Wizard 113 GFT is right there, and I know the TVP is close by. I assumed he went north instead of south since I didn't spot him, and he misses a shot on me, so he's getting aimed ready to shoot me again, but I get a lucky snapshot on him. Alright, so got 10 shells left to deal with all of these tanks. Now I figure the Wizard's probably going to push on me, and unfortunately the Jag is right there as well. So this is a spot that I can't go down, but I can try to shoot at the Jag. I get one shot in him. I take a blind shot, which I regret now. I'm going to wish I'd had that shell in the end. And then the Wizard comes over. I took too long. So a couple of mistakes there really probably costed me the game. However, we're at 18 pens. And now I'm going to load out my heat shells, get a clip of heat in, and I'm going to try to deal with one or the other, whichever one I can get spotted first. Now, I went down the beach, making it feel like that I'm going east. And then I'm going to come around behind that Wizard. So I imagine, and I'm just hoping at this time, I really have to just deal with one of these guys, and I'm hoping that he falls for the bait, that he's going to be aiming that way, and I can get my clip into him. Now I also risk the Jag being able to spot me and shoot me here, but at this point I just got to go. And it had worked out perfect. He was looking down there. I get behind him. There's really not much he can do at this point. And I shut him down. So I got 3 shells left. Unfortunately, I got 1 APCR and 2 HE, so I'm deciding whether I want HE or APCR, and I believe I loaded the 2 HE, hoping that I can outspot the Jag and then somehow maneuver my way in behind him. And he's going to make a really smart play, which is kind of frustrating. So he was also making an advance on me when I was fighting the Wizard, and he misses his shot. Now, maybe I should have drove at him to try to get behind him. However, the Jag does have a decent reload time, so I think it'd be difficult to drive through water to get to his back. So we get unspotted. I'm just going to drive straight away from this rock, and as long as he doesn't get lit, I'm not going to be lit. So I drive straight away here. I'm going to flip around, and I feel like this is a great move for me to get unspotted. He's not going to know where I am, and I'm trying to think of what is the best position. And you know where that TVP was, up in E7. I'm going to go take that position because it actually has some vegetation there, and I can use the camo in my tank to get unspotted and potentially get some side shots or rear shots into him with these HEs. Once I get the HEs, that will be the decision of me going in with my APCR round. I just feel like if I don't do enough damage with the HEs to kill him with my APCR round, there's no point in dying. We're in a tie right now, and really what the tiebreaker is going to come down to is if whoever did the most, whichever team did the most damage, and that's hard to tell. So anyways, I use the vegetation, I get him spotted, but he is in that half circle up on top of the hill, that big wall, he's got it covering him. So I realize that if I'm going to go get him, I'm going to have to make a risky play. He's like backing up and his back end is coming up, but it's just like a sliver of his tank, so it really makes for a poor shot, especially in the bat chat. Like I said, it's really inaccurate. I got 3 minutes, so I don't really want to rush anything, and I kind of want to wait him out to see what he wants to do. I imagine he's probably got 6th sense since he starts wiggling around when he's spotted. And now there's 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and I just kind of want to go for it. I shoot my HE into that wooden wall, and I don't really want to throw another HE at the front of his tank, because even if I hit him, I'm not going to do that much damage. So now I put myself in a really terrible situation, and another mistake here, I think I probably should have just went on cap, but I figured he would come out and attack me. Most players don't really understand how the game works, and when the timer gets clicking, then they start to make a terrible move. But this is obviously a veteran player that knows what he's doing. And really this is going to be the end of the game. So my teammate continues to ping the map. I tell him negative, and then at this point I'm just going to message him and tell him that I only have 1 APCR and 1 HE round, and then he says, oh, okay. So at this point, it's pretty much just keep your fingers crossed, hope that your team did enough damage, more than the red team. And off we go to the endgame stats. Now this is one of the longest videos that I have, but to me I feel like it was a really fun game when they get drawn out 1v1. Unfortunately, we didn't get to duke it out like I'd prefer, but I really can't blame him setting up a good defense against a bat chat. Very mobile tank with good gun capacity. Do throw down an ace tanker with 7,400 damage, but we did lose. Now 113 that I didn't save did 4,000, or Waffle did 3,000. You can see the rest of our team didn't do too much. And then their Wizard got almost 6,000. Their Death Star had 4,200. Their Patton had 4,200, and their Jag did 1,200, and then stayed alive. Really was the biggest thing. So unfortunately, that is how that game ends. But we still got an Ace Tanker in the Bat Chat, which I haven't got yet, so that's exciting. But that's all I got for you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you in the next video.